But let me say this about the carnivore diet. One of the things that's missing from this discussion, and I think it's an incredibly important point, is there is this crazy sugar molecule called Nu-5GC, and in my book I say, who knew, that is present in beef and lamb and pork, which is the prevalent things you eat on a carnivore diet. This sugar molecule does two really bad things. We don't have Nu-5GC. We have a very similar sugar molecule that lines our blood vessels, that lines our gut wall, called Nu-5AC. We share that with chicken and fish and shellfish. They have our sugar molecule. And there's a new study out recently that you probably saw it, that beef eaters had a much higher incidence of breast cancer than chicken eaters. And once again, the difference between those two sources of protein actually comes down to the fact that chicken has Nu-5AC and beef has Nu-5GC. And the evidence is overwhelming, sorry, carnivore diets, that Nu-5GC promotes inflammation, promotes an autoimmune attack on our blood vessels, and promotes cancer cell growth. And also, interestingly enough, there's really good info that perhaps our species became a separate species from great apes because of this mutation. The other great apes actually make Nu-5GC, like beef. And Nu-5GC damages your brain. It actually hurts neurons. And there's some really cool nerdy papers showing that one of the reasons we may have a bigger brain is because we mutated into a sugar molecule that doesn't bother neurons. So again, that's nerdy stuff. But the point of all this is there is no evidence of long-living people on a carnivore diet. Sorry, find one. I'll be happy to take it back. There is none. And the overwhelming evidence of the blue zones is the one thing they all share, and they all have different diets, is they have very, very little animal protein in their diets. Very little. It's the universal feature of these diets. So let's please look up Nu-5GC and you'll be shocked. I wish it wasn't true. Again, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska originally, but it's there and it's an important thing to realize. So people want to know, okay, how come so many people are getting such great results on the carnivore diet? And I said this on the podcast and I agree completely with it. A carnivore diet is, in a way, the ultimate elimination diet. And you have eliminated all sources of plant compounds that have the potential to be temporarily harmful to you. But again, an elimination diet is an elimination diet. It doesn't mean that this is a life-sustaining diet for the rest of your life. So I don't really have a problem with an elimination diet, but quite frankly, if I was going to do a carnivore diet, I would do a pescatarian diet where all I would eat is wild fish and shellfish for a limited amount of time. I certainly wouldn't do a beef or pork or lamb diet and expose myself to Nu-5GC. I mean, every study that's done on humans show that red meat, and no, pork is not the other white meat, red meat contributes to cancer and contributes to heart disease. And it's because it's not an evil thing, it's because it's got Nu-5GC instead of Nu-5AC. That's all.